Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year. It's 2026.
2026.
Good job, Bia. Uh, Bia just spelled out 2026 with her hands. It was beautiful. We are on chapter 14 today, guys.
Yes.
Mind over matter.
Mind over matter.
Um, what does mind over matter even mean? That's what we were saying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Maybe I'll include a clip of me asking that when the lighting was worse. Um, yeah. Like, what does mind over matter mean? It means like moving on
I
from
feel like mind
things.
over matter for me is like you are the powerful one. Your mind is
Mm,
in control. You're not letting your heart win. You're not letting the circumstances win, Mind over matter. You are powerful in your brain.
mm,
That's kind of how I view it, but I also feel like it can be applied in like many contexts, you
mm,
know?
mm, mm. Yeah, yeah. You're
Okay.
right. You're right.
Thank you.
I like it. Will you give me
Yeah.
I'm dark and I
Yeah.
don't know how to make myself a little brighter without it blinding me. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, no. We
I'm
need to get the
sorry.
best lighting. What if I even like brush my hair for a second? Because it's fun.
Okay,
Because I
and
can't
then we
stop touching
restart.
it.
Now back to the show.
What does mind over matter mean? You can hold on. Um in my head, it's sort of like not allowing yourself to get attached to the physical things. But I think that's just how I read those three words put together. I don't know.
I
Um,
feel like you're right. Like,
yeah.
you know, it's all
There's a
about
lot of
you being in control and exercising, yeah, the brain over what's trying to control you.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
Guys, this is a self-motivation podcast.
no, it's not. This is a Twilight podcast, Bia.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's freaking get
Oh.
into it, maybe.
Let's freaking get into it. I'm Bia, just like you said.
I'm Katie.
Live
Live,
from New England. It's
it's Twilight
Twilight
tonight.
tonight. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad to be back.
Me too.
Um, Katie, before we even get into the chapter, I have to know what Twilight character do you feel like?
I actually have a fantastic answer for
Oh
this.
my god, I'm
I
so
feel
excited.
like, and like, is it okay if I just like jump ahead and I just say like, like you can veto this and then I'll do another one if this isn't okay. But like, I feel like Bella, right before the prom, because Charlie has a work event. My partner, my boyfriend, he has a work event tomorrow at the place that I work. It's like ho the place that I work is hosting the event
Oh my
where that
goodness.
Charlie's company is like hosting for their holiday party, which is kind of funny. And yeah, so I get to get all dressed up tomorrow. I do have to go to work, which is kind of funny, but I get to like have a little drink and have some
Oh.
little, I don't have to, I don't have to work. It's just gonna be like at the building that I work at.
Mm, mm, mm.
And yeah, but I get to get all dressed up in a cute little outfit and go out and have fun. So I'm really excited for that. So I feel like Bella before the prom.
Mm, mm.
I'm gonna get all gussied up, you know?
Gussied up just makes me think of a goose all dressed up, like the Portuguese, like with a bib and, all sorts of
That's
things. And
really
then it makes me
funny.
think of the Hunger Games and she goes, Tuck in your tail, little duck. And, um, yeah, lots of just really gussied up, really gets
Well,
the mind going.
I mean, absolutely, and that's why I used it because I just knew that you'd get a little hoot and a holler out of it.
And that I did. That I did.
Mobia,
Well,
what Twilight character are you feeling like this
oh
week?
my goodness, Katie. Thank you for asking. I, it's so funny because I kind of just like always think of these right on the spot. I am really bad at thinking them ahead of time. Sorry. But
How dare you?
I I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Edward, and we'll get into this in this chapter, but just like before he met Bella, so AJ is away in Virginia. And so I'm just in the house alone, only talked to people that I work with, and now I'm just like home. And Edward didn't have a cat, so I at least have a cat, but I just feel myself being awake deep into the nighttime, you know, doing listening to CDs.
Yep, yep. And are you listening to music from the 50s?
Y- uh, um, you know, let's see. I think I have no idea when this. Oh, no, no. This
Mm,
one that I was listening to is from 97, and I think everything that I have is younger than that. I do have a
wow.
60s karaoke CD, which we'll get into how Edward feels about that in just a
Yeah.
moment.
Did you like my segue that I was trying to do?
That was
I'm so
really
glad.
good.
I'm really glad. Okay. All right,
um,
y'all.
well, what happened? Just a quick recap. Last chapter, they were all up in each other's business in the meadow, and they were just wow. Edward ran back with Bella on his back, and she like couldn't get off of him, and she felt sick, and she was just like, "Oh my god." So he drove the truck back, and that is where we're starting chapter 14, Mind Over Matter.
He could drive well when he kept the speed reasonable, I had to admit. Like so many things, it seemed to be effortless to him. He barely looked at the road, yet the tires never deviated so much as a centimeter from the center of the lane. He drove one-handed, holding my hand on the seat.
Aw.
Sometime, I know,
That is too cute.
there's a lot of cute stuff in this chapter that,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get into it. I love it. I'm so excited. Sometimes he gazed into the setting sun. Sometimes he glanced at me, my face, my hair blowing out the open window, our hands twined together.
That visual, all those things put together, it's just everything is romantic. Late night. Dark streets, East London.
I mean,
Um,
how could you not? Like,
ah,
setting sun, hair blowing in the wind. Ugh. Yeah,
orange
I
drinks on the
mean,
beach.
I was blushing when I was reading this chapter.
So cute. There's a lot of hearts that I drew on the pages because it's just so cute.
Yeah. He had turned the radio to an oldies station and he sang along with a song I'd never heard. He knew every line. You like 50s music? I asked.
Music in the 50s was good. Much better than the 60s or 70s. Ugh. He shuddered. The 80s were bearable.
Are you ever going to tell me how old you are? I asked, tentative, not wanting to upset his buoyant humor.
Does it matter much? His smile, to my relief, remained unclouded.
So I think it matters. Personally, I feel as if it matters.
um
Uh,
yeah, that's really
I
funny. That doesn't matter much. Also, I wanted to sort of like just like think for a second. Like music in the 50s and music in the 80s, I feel like are like very different, right? Like 80s like they started doing like boop doop doop doop.
yeah.
And 60s what you got like
Isn't 50s like doo-wop music?
That's what I'm thinking, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, we're gonna look
Like,
up
obviously, there's
what.
lots of types of music, but I think 50s, and I'm like, oh, like the little pink grease skirts, and they're doo-wopping
Yeah.
around, you know? Maybe. I don't know.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis. Okay,
Um,
so like, yeah, I guess that makes sense
60s
for
is the
Edward.
Beatles. That's what I was thinking.
Of course, he
So,
would like the
okay, so
Beatles.
Edward hates the Beatles.
Because they were for women. Edward's a misogynist. Boom. I'm kidding.
Edward just wasn't a Beatles fanboy and he didn't want to be associated with them.
No, he couldn't.
And I'm sorry, I just wanted to know, okay, Queen was 70s and he didn't like them because
Because he's a
uh-oh.
homophobe.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Guys, Edward is canceled. The woman thing, that was one thing.
Edward, what are we gonna do about him? And you know what? He's also a wolf-phobe.
Mm.
And what are we gonna do about that, huh?
What are we gonna do about that?
He has to stop telling them that they stink. Anyway, I'm getting way ahead. I'm getting books ahead. Okay.
Okay.
No, but I still wonder. There's nothing like an unsolved mystery to keep you up at night.
I wonder if it will upset you. He reflected to himself. He gazed into the sun. The minutes passed.
Try me, I finally said.
He sighed, and then looked into my eyes, seeming to forget the road completely for a time. Whatever he saw there must have encouraged him. He looked into the sun. The light of the setting orb glittered off his skin in ruby-tinged sparkles, and spoke. I was born in Chicago in 1901. He paused and glanced at me from the corner of his eyes. My face was carefully unsurprised, patient for the rest. He smiled a tiny smile and continued. Carlisle found me in a hospital in the summer of 1918. I was 17 and dying of the Spanish influenza. I remember the scene in the movie, and I feel like we get some little hints of that. And just the continuation of Bella, pretending that she's not scared. She says, carefully unsurprised so that he wouldn't stop talking. It's all very calculated and
It's very interesting. I think this is. I mean, we already are getting details on page 2 of this chapter, and I feel like this. I really love this chapter because we get a ton of information about the Cullens.
yeah.
And I feel like I have been just like waiting for that. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like the first bit of this book is like mostly covered in the movies, and there's obviously stuff that's added in, there's other things, but like genuinely, this is what I've been wanting. This chapter is a really good one. We're already gonna get into it.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like one thing I'll say throughout this entire episode is that I wish we had so much more of this chapter in the movie.
Yes. I
For like so
completely
many
agree.
reasons. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. He heard my intake of breath, though it was barely audible to my own ears. He looked down into my eyes again.
I don't remember it well. It was a very long time ago, and human memories fade. So,
Which is crazy and kind of sad.
I know. He doesn't remember anything from his human life, but he remembers everything from his vampire life, I assume, because it says human memories fade.
It seems like maybe I don't know. I don't know if he doesn't remember anything, but it seems like he doesn't remember a lot. And like
A lot,
obviously that
yeah.
makes sense, I guess, because it's like a ton of time ago. But like I don't know. That's sad. I underlined that, and I was like, damn.
I did too.
And like I feel like, and again, you can cut this if it's like because we're skipping ahead. But like I feel like what we know about what ends up happening to Bella and how much she cares about her Charlie and some of. I don't know. I feel like it's just very heartbreaking. That's all.
Yeah.
Sad.
He was
Anyway.
lost in his he was lost in his thoughts for a short time before he went on. I do remember how it felt. when Carlisle saved me. It's not an easy thing, not something you could forget.
Your parents?
They had already died from the disease. I was alone. That's why he chose me. In all the chaos of the epidemic, no one would ever realize I was gone. A few seconds passed before he answered. He seemed to choose his words carefully. It was difficult. Not many of us have the restraint necessary to accomplish it, but Carlisle has always been the most humane, the most compassionate of us. I don't think you could find his equal throughout all of history. For me, it was merely very, very painful. Oh.
Very sad. I could tell from the set of his lips he would say no more on this subject. I suppressed my curiosity, though it was far from idle. There were many things I needed to think through on this particular issue, things that were only beginning to occur to me. No doubt his quick mind had already comprehended every aspect that eluded me. His soft voice interrupted my thoughts.
He acted from loneliness. That's usually the reason behind the choice. I was the first in Carlisle's family, though he found Esme soon after. She fell from a cliff. They brought her straight to the hospital morgue, though somehow her heart was still beating. Have you seen Interview with a Vampire? So in that movie, they adopt a little girl, basically. So I just thought it was interesting that I'm pretty sure it's it's Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, and they're both vampires, and they adopt a a very famous lady.
Dakota Fanning?
Is it Dakota Fanning?
I feel like that timing would match up, and I have no idea. Maybe it wasn't Mary-Kate
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Ashley.
No, it was definitely no, it was um Kirsten Dunst. A baby Kirsten Dunst, because it's like baby Brad Pitt and baby Tom Cruise.
Wow, I need to watch that. That sounds
It's
good.
yeah. Just be prepared for one thing. Brad Pitt does kiss Kirsten Dunst
Oh,
on the
I've
lips
actually
on the
I have actually I'm pretty sure I've seen that clip online somewhere, so don't even worry about it. Right when you were like, "Oh, that was it," I thought, which is sad.
Yeah.
But
That's it. It reminded me of Interview
yeah,
with the Vampire, finding a little boy to keep you company.
no, no, literally. That's so funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess I was just gonna say that it's interesting that he chose a young boy before he found Esme, because in Interview with a Vampire, they're already together, and then
yeah,
they adopt this little girl.
makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Bella says, "So you must be dying then to become." We never said the word, and I couldn't frame it now.
No, that's just Carlisle. He would never do that to someone who had another choice. The respect in his voice was profound whenever he spoke of his father figure. It is easier, he says, though. Huh? Oh, it is easier, he says, though, if the blood is weak. He looked at the now dark road, and I could feel the subject closing again.
And Emmett and Rosalie?
Carlisle brought Rosalie to our family next. I didn't realize till much later that he was hoping she would be to me what Esme had been to him. He was careful with his thoughts around me. He rolled his eyes. But she was never more than a sister. It was only 2 years later that she found Emmett. She was hunting. We were in Appalachia at the time. That's a lot of states. Like, what do you mean you were in Appalachia? Isn't that just like anywhere in the Appalachia Mountains? Or Appalachian Mountains?
Yeah, that's very general. That's covers multiple states. But ultimately they're vampires, so I guess they could be all
They're
over
all
the
up in there.
place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is quite vague.
Well, they were in Appalachia at the time, and Rosalie found a bear about to finish him off. She carried him back to Carlisle, more than 100 miles, afraid she wouldn't be able to do it herself. I'm only beginning to guess how difficult that journey was for her.
He threw a pointed glance in my direction and raised our hands, still folded together, to brush my cheek with the back of his hand. But she made it, I encouraged, looking away from the unbearable beauty of his eyes. Which is like, okay, that's kind of funny to me. She's always, I don't know, just at this time, she's always thrown that in, even at the saddest of times. He's like, God, I can't imagine how difficult that was. And she's like, oh, you're so beautiful.
I can't even look at you.
Oh, but anyway,
Yeah, Emmett almost got killed by a bear and had to be taken 100 miles. That's funny. More than 100 miles. Anyway. Yes, he murmured. She saw something in his face that made her strong enough, and they've been together ever since. Sometimes they live separately from us, as a married couple. But the younger we pretend to be, the longer we can stay in any given place. Forks seemed perfect, so we all enrolled in high school. He laughed. I suppose we'll have to go to their wedding in a few years. Again. No!
I just
That's so
imagine that Rosalie
cute.
every couple of years is like, well, I guess it's time. I need to get a new wedding dress. We need to have a new wedding. And I cannot blame her for that.
That would be such a dream. That's so
They've got
literally
the money
together
for
for
it.
eternity, like doing I have you
Vow
seen
renewals.
exactly doing vow renewals every like century or I guess this would be a century, but every decade, I don't know, for
Oh,
the
I
rest
love
of
it.
eternity. That's love.
Okay, so then Bella says, Alice and Jasper? Question
Elf.
mark. Sorry, let me like actually redo that because I feel like I did not say like a question. Alice and Jasper?
Alice and Jasper are two very rare creatures. They both developed a conscience, as we refer to it, with no outside guidance. Jasper belonged to another family, a very different kind of family. He became depressed, and he wandered on his own. Alice found him. Like me, she has certain gifts above and beyond the norm of our kind, for our kind.
Really? I interrupted, fascinated. But you said you were the only one who could hear people's thoughts.
That's true. She knows other things. She sees things, things that might happen, things that are coming. But it's very subjective. The future isn't set in stone. Things change.
His jaw set when he said that, and his eyes darted to my face in a way so quickly that I wasn't sure if I only imagined it. What kind of things does she see?
She saw Jasper and knew that he was looking for her before he knew it himself. She saw Carlisle and our family, and they came together to find us. She's most sensitive to non humans. She always sees, for example, when another group of our kind is coming near, and any threat they may pose.
Good to know.
Hmm.
Good to know.
And I feel like that kind of um I f- I think a couple episodes back I remember asking like what the powers were for the other Cullens, and I feel like I didn't really remember any really superb superpowers, but it makes sense. Edward and Alice are just extra special, I guess. I don't know.
And like in the future, we know that that's why the Volturi really want them, because
Yeah.
they want those two because they are so talented. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting. Are there a lot of your kind? I was surprised. How many of them could walk among us undetected?
No, not many. But most won't settle in any one place. Only those like us, who've given up hunting you people, a sly glance in my direction, can live together with humans for any length of time. We've only found one other family like ours, in a small village in Alaska. We lived together for a time, but there were so many of us that we became too noticeable. Those of us who live differently tend to band together.
And the others?
Nomads, for the most part. We've all lived that way at times. It gets ridiculous, like anything else, but we run across the others now and then because most of us prefer the North.
Why is that?
We parked the truck in front of my house now, and he turned off the truck. Oh, I'm sorry. I read truck twice because I was right. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? Why did she write it like that? We parked in front of my house now, and he'd turned off the truck. It was very quiet and dark. There was no moon. Hmm. The porch light was off, so I knew my father wasn't home yet. Did you have your eyes open this afternoon? He teased. Do you think I could walk down the street in a sunlight without causing traffic accidents? There's a reason why we choose the Olympic Peninsula, one of the most sunless places in the world. It's nice to be able to go outside in the day. You wouldn't believe how tired you can get of nighttime in 80 odd years. 80!
It's too many.
It's old.
It's old. So that's where the legends came from?
Probably.
And Alice came from another family, like Jasper?
No. That is a mystery. Alice doesn't remember her human life at all, and she doesn't know who created her. She awoke alone. Whoever made her walked away, and none of us understand why or how he could. If she hadn't had that other sense, if she hadn't seen Jasper and Carlisle and known that she would someday become one of us, she probably would have turned into a total savage.
I just feel like this is I I don't think we ever know this in the movies. And that is fucking crazy. Like I
Yeah,
literally underlined like this whole thing because I just feel like I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know what we learn in the future books. I like hope we learn more about that
I
because
know.
that is scary as fuck. I feel so bad for her. Imagine waking up alone in that case. Ugh, that's just so awful.
Exactly. I mean, I know that we learn a little bit about Rosalie's past. So far, she just said that he brought her home. But I want a whole book just about Alice. Yeah, that
Like,
alone is just seems like an amazing story.
I'm sorry, Stephenie. I don't care about well, I don't really care about Midnight Sun. Like I want to know about Alice. I
I
don't
want
need all the books
Alice.
from Edward's perspective. Give me Alice. There was so much to think through, so much I still wanted to ask. But to my great embarrassment, my stomach growled. I'd been so intrigued. I hadn't even noticed I was hungry. I realized now that I was ravenous.
I'm sorry. I'm keeping you from dinner.
I'm fine, really.
I've never spent much time around anyone who eats food. I forget.
Okay. I want to stay with you. It was easier to say in the darkness, knowing as I spoke how my voice would betray me, my hopeless addiction to him.
Can't I come in? So he's asking, but I don't think he
We'll
actually
see.
needs it to come in.
No. Would you like to? I couldn't picture it. This godlike creature sitting in my father's shabby kitchen chair.
Yes, if it's all right.
I heard the door close quietly, and almost simultaneously, he was outside my door, opening it for me. Very human, I complimented him.
It's definitely resurfacing.
He walked beside me in the night, so quietly I had to peek at him constantly to be sure he was still there. In the darkness, he looked much more normal. Still pale, still dreamlike in his beauty, but no longer the fantastic, sparkling creature of our sunlit afternoon. So that line I underlined because it's lines like that that make me be like, okay, I get why people made fun of Twilight a little bit. And maybe that makes me a cynic. Sue me. But that kind of
No,
kills me.
there's another line later in here that I don't know. It's a young adult novel. And sometimes that's we just have to
That's
let go.
that's a great way to put it. I'm letting go.
He reached the door ahead of me and opened it for me. I paused halfway through the frame.
The door was unlocked.
No, I used the key from under the eave.
I stepped inside, flicked on the porch light, and turned to look at him with my eyebrows raised. I was sure I'd never use that key in front of him.
I was curious about you.
You spied on me? But somehow I couldn't infuse my voice with the proper outrage. I was flattered.
Oh my god, what? You spied on me?
She's
Crazy.
so funny for that.
He was unrepentant. What else is there to do at night?
I let it go for the moment and went down the hall to the kitchen. He was there before me, needing no guide. He sat in the very chair I'd tried to picture him in. His beauty lit up the kitchen. It was a moment before I could look away.
I think it's so sweet. She says that he sat in the very chair I tried to picture him in. Like, I don't know, you love someone and you just imagine them, like, you can't wait for them to come over. You're just picturing all the things you're gonna do and just picturing him in that specific chair and having it come to life. I don't know. Just really, really sweet.
No, it's very sweet. I agree. I concentrated on getting my dinner, taking last night's lasagna from the fridge, placing a square on the plate, heating it in the microwave. It revolved, filling the kitchen with the smell of tomatoes and oregano. I didn't take my eyes from the plate of food as I spoke. How often? I asked casually.
Hmm? He sounded as if I had pulled him from some other train of thought.
I still didn't turn around. How often did you come here?
I come here every night.
Almost. He said
Oh,
almost every
oh, that's
night.
my bad. I come here almost every night. By that he means one time he took off, probably.
hmm I whirled, stunned. Why?
You're interesting when you sleep. He spoke matter-of-factly. You talk.
No! I gasped, heat flooding my face all the way to my hairline. I gripped the kitchen counter for support. I knew I talked in my sleep, of course. My mother teased me about it. I hadn't thought it was something I needed to worry about here, though.
Just really quick, the visual of Bella gripping the counter. I have seen that in the movie and it looks so like not like what the fuck are you doing? But like it makes sense. Now it makes sense because it's in the book and it's just like she's gripping it like this. What else can you grip like this?
No, you're exactly right. She's gripping it like this. But honestly, just for a second, that's crazy. I know he's a supernatural creature or whatever the fuck. T Boy, at least lie to me. At least say it's not every day. Say, oh, 2 times a week. Th Sometimes three. Like, I
But
feel like he
like
could have lied a little bit. Maybe that's bad of me, but like, this is
no,
creepy.
that is like correct of you to feel. And for me, I'm like, oh my God, he wants to spend every single night with me. He
And
literally
you know
wants to come
what?
and like watch and just like hang out with me every day. Like AJ got me because after our first date, he goes, I'll see you tomorrow. And that was it. Like it worked. Oh, you want to spend all of your time with me? Understood.
Boom, I guess. There we go.
But Bella does have some codependent tendencies and we're going to see that in just a moment. A day? Are you very angry with me?
That depends. I felt and sounded like I'd had the breath knocked out of me.
He
He
waited.
waited. Oh,
Oops.
no.
He waited. On.
What you heard?
Instantly, silently, he was at my side, taking my hands carefully in his. Don't be upset, he pleaded. He dropped his face to the level of my eyes, holding my gaze. I was embarrassed. I tried to look away. You miss your mother. You worry about her. And when it rains, the sound makes you restless. You used to talk about home a lot, but it's less often now. You once said, it's too green. He laughed softly, hoping I could see not to offend me further.
Anything else?
He knew what I was getting at. You did say my name, he admitted.
A lot?
How much do you mean by a lot, exactly?
Oh no. I hung my head.
He pulled me against his chest, softly, naturally. Don't be self
Oh,
conscious.
it's cute.
I, him holding her against his chest, very cute. Maybe it was just when I read this because now I'm like, "Oh, that is sweet, like, don't be self-conscious." He's just reassuring her. But when I read that line, I was like, "Oh my god, it's a YA book and it's perfect." And it's like I don't know, every teen girl is self-conscious. But this is also really popular with moms. So maybe I'm just wrong and I was just
Moms are
cynical when I was
self-conscious too.
You're right. You're right.
Not all of them,
You're
but some
right.
of them.
Don't be self-conscious, he whispered in my ear. If I could dream at all, it would be about you, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Aw, it's so cute. Then we both heard the sound of tires on the brick driveway, saw the headlights
Oh.
flash through the front windows, down the hall to us. I stiffened in his arms.
Gulp. Should your father know I'm here? He asked.
I'm not sure. I tried to think it through quickly,
Another time, then.
and I was alone. Edward!
I heard a ghostly chuckle, and then nothing else. My father's key turned in the door. Bella? He called. It had bothered me before. Who else would it be? Suddenly, he didn't seem so far off base.
In here! I hoped he couldn't hear the hysterical edge to my voice. I grabbed my dinner from the microwave and sat at the table as he walked in. His footsteps sounded so noisy after my day with Edward.
Can you get me some of that? I'm bushed.
Uh, Loser behavior. Do it yourself. All you have to do is microwave it. Fucking lazy. Don't make your
He's
fucking
bushed.
teenage daughter do it. I don't care. I'm sorry. That is loser behavior in my opinion.
You're so right,
Sorry.
Katie. You're
That's
so
what I
right.
wrote. I do like Charlie a lot in this. Most of the time I'm like, okay, good job. Loser behavior.
You're right. You're right.
He stepped on the heels of his boots to take them off, holding the back of Edward's chair for support. Edward's chair? Edward's chair? Okay, Miss Stephenie, she brought that back so hard that made my jaw fucking drop when I was reading that.
It was good. It was really, yeah. Yeah.
I just love it.
It's so funny because that's Charlie's chair. Like, he probably sits in that every single day, but Edward sat in it once, and now it's Edward's chair.
Yup.
I love it.
The power of a teenage girl's mind.
Mm. I took my food with me, scarfing it down as I got his dinner. It burned my tongue. I filled 2 glasses with milk while his lasagna was heating, and gulped mine to put out the fire. Katie, what do you think about this? Drinking lasagna,
So,
drinking milkshakes with drinking milk with lasagna.
so I'm really glad you asked me that because I was just gonna say I feel like that right there is the biggest sign that this was fucking published in what, 2004? Got
Mm,
Milk, Got Milk was propagandizing its ass all the way over America.
you're right.
And literally, are you kidding me? This would make me wake up in the middle of the night with the worst stomach ache I've ever had in my entire life.
I,
And I will
I would be
say,
farting for a week. A week.
they would be the scariest farts in the world, I'm sure of it.
My stomach would be hurting. I would probably have so much acid reflux.
And she's chugging this milk. She's chugging it. Like, I'm just,
And she housed the lasagna.
if this was written in 2025,
Mm.
2026, 2026, they would never be drinking milk. Ever. They'd be drinking a poppy soda.
Get him, bitch.
I'm sorry, I just can't with the milk. I'm so glad you asked because
Oh my
I,
god.
yeah.
You're right. They would be drinking a seltzer if it was a poppy soda. I'm so fucking dead.
Okay. Okay. As I set the glass down, I noticed the milk trembling and realized my hand was shaking. Charlie sat in the chair, and the contrast between him and its former occupant was comical. What?
I'm sorry you said Charlie shat in the chair. But you brushed right past it.
Charlie sat.
Charlie sat in the chair. Sorry. Whew.
I literally did not even realize, I knew I messed up, but like, oh, I'm in professional mode, okay? Can't you tell? I would never acknowledge that kind of mistake. Anyway, Charlie sat in the chair, and the contrast between him and its former occupant was comical,
Rude.
as was him shatting in the chair.
Thanks, he said as I placed his food. He said as I placed his food on the table.
How was your day? I asked. The words were rushed. I was dying to escape to my room.
Good. The fish were biting. How about you? Did you get everything done that you wanted to? Come on, I'm trying to get into character. I'm trying to get into character.
And it's so good. That's why I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be laughing. I just have the giggles. Okay. Not really. It was too nice out to stay indoors. I took another big bite.
It was a nice day, he agreed. What an understatement, I thought to myself. Oh.
Finished with the last bite of lasagna, I lifted my glass and chugged the remains of my milk.
Remains. Remains of my milk.
I just am not loving that sentence. Stephenie, let's fix it, please. Charlie surprised me by being observant.
In a hurry?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to bed early.
You look kind of keyed up, he noted. Why, oh why, did this have to be his night to pay attention?
First of all, I love the phrase keyed up. I'm going to start using that because I just felt keyed up 30 seconds ago, and that, I love it. Bella says, "Do I?" was all I could manage in response. I quickly scrubbed my dishes clean in the sink and placed them upside down on a dish towel to dry.
It's Saturday, he mused.
I didn't respond.
No plans tonight? He asked suddenly.
No, Dad, I just want to get some sleep.
None of the boys in town your type, eh? He was suspicious, but trying to play it cool.
No, none of the boys have caught my eye yet. I was careful not to overemphasize the word boys in my quest to be truthful to Charlie.
I thought maybe that Mike Newton, you said he was friendly.
He's just a friend, Dad.
Well, you're too good for them all anyway. Wait till you get to college to start looking. Every father's dream that his daughter will be out of the house before the hormones kick in.
Sounds like a good idea to me, I agreed as I headed up the stairs.
Night, honey. He called after me. No doubt he would be listening carefully all evening, waiting for me to try to sneak out.
See you in the morning, Dad. See you creeping into my room tonight at midnight to check on me.
Lots of, interesting, every father's dream for his daughter to be before the hormones kick in, but, I don't know, maybe the age for, going through puberty for girls in 2005 was older, but I feel like no father's getting that dream.
None of them, no.
I don't know. Maybe they don't know that. Anyway.
I worked to make my tread sound slow and tired as I walked up the stairs to my room. I shut the door loud enough for him to hear, and then sprinted on my tiptoes to the window. I threw it open and leaned out into the night. My eyes scanned the darkness, the impenetrable shadows of the trees. "Edward?" I whispered, feeling completely idiotic.
The quiet, laughing response came from behind me. Yes?
I whirled, one hand flying to my throat in surprise. He lay, smiling hugely, across my bed, his hands behind his head, his feet dangling off the end. The picture of ease. "Oh," I breathed, sinking unsteadily to the floor.
I'm sorry. He pressed his lips together, trying to hide his amusement.
"Just give me a minute to restart my heart."
He sat up slowly, so as to not startle me again. Then he leaned forward and reached out with his long arms to pick me up, gripping the tops of my arms like I was a toddler. He sat me on the bed beside him. Just saying toddler and then having a big glass of milk for dinner and like I don't know. It's just like it's just interesting. Like I get like she's a young girl, she is, but I don't know that the use of those two things in such close succession was an interesting visual.
Very infantilizing. I would yeah. It's interesting.
Maybe it's because we just realized how old he is, and so now Stephenie is making that big visual distinction. Like that seems like a grandpa picking his grandchild up, and putting her on the bed and saying, "Why don't you sit with me?"
Now, yeah.
He puts a cold hand on Bella's hand and says, "How's the heart?"
You tell me. I'm sure you hear it better than I do. I felt his quiet laughter shake the bed. We sat there for a moment in silence, both listening to my heartbeat slow. I thought about having Edward in my room, with my father in the house. Can I have a minute to be human? I asked.
Certainly. He gestured with one hand that I should proceed.
Stay, I said, trying to look severe.
Yes, ma'am. He made a show of becoming a statue on the edge of my bed.
I hopped up, grabbing my pajamas from off the floor, my bag of toiletries off the desk. I left the light off and slipped out, closing the door. I could hear the sound from the TV rising up the stairs. I banged the bathroom door loudly so Charlie wouldn't come up to bother me.
Sorry, I have this like visual of her pretending to be sleepy and she's just like, oh, like yawning really loudly down the stairs for everyone to hear. Uh, everyone, I guess just Charlie, but I just keep imagining her that way, like a
No,
big
absolutely.
honk shoe girl.
Not the honk shoes. I meant to hurry. I brushed my teeth fiercely, trying to be thorough and speedy, removing all traces of lasagna. But the hot water of the shower couldn't be rushed. It unknotted the muscles in my back, calmed my pulse. The familiar smell of my shampoo made me feel like I might be the same person I had been this morning. I tried not to think of Edward sitting in my room, waiting, because then I had to start all over with the calming process. Finally, I couldn't delay anymore. I shut off the water, toweling hastily, rushing again. I put on my holy t-shirt and my gray sweatpants, too late to regret not packing the Victoria's Secret silk pajamas my mother gave me 2 birthdays ago, which still had the tags on them in the drawer somewhere back home. I rubbed the towel through my hair again and then yanked the brush through it quickly. I threw the towel in the hamper, flung my brush and toothpaste into my bag, then I dashed down the stairs so Charlie could see that I was in my pajamas with wet hair.
Oh.
You're so
Night,
fucking right.
Dad. Oh, wiping her eyes. She's like, yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
bed.
I'm
Yeah. Oh, it's
sleepy.
6 p.m. Yeah, I'm going to bed. I'm just going to bed.
Tired. No, it's
Oh.
nothing.
I also just love this. It's a huge long paragraph basically of Bella taking a shower, but I really like this scene. She's so nervous and I don't know, just oh my gosh, she snuck a boy into her room and she's never even had like friends before basically. So, huge move for Bella.
No, I think I said it earlier that I was going to talk about this throughout, but like I love this chapter. I feel like I wish so much more of this was in the book because they get the like little flirtiness of like him acting like a statue on the bed and like I don't know. I feel like a lot of my problems with the movie is that it feels so rushed and I'm just
Yeah.
like, well, and obviously it is, but like there are some times where I'm like, where's the buy-in? Like
Where is the buy-in?
so like where's the buy-in? I guess I was always just a little confused about it because I feel like we don't get a lot of the like them falling in love. We get the quick little scenes of like, oh, the vamp. Like, I feel like there are little bits, but like, I don't know. I just feels very rushed in the movie, obviously, but I just feel like a little bit of this flirting, a little bit of these conversations that we get into in a bit would have been great to like set the scene of like why they're so fucking obsessed with each other and why they're so in love. Like
Exactly. Exactly.
because they do have a good connection. Like I feel like we see it throughout this chapter and some of the throughout the book, but like yeah.
Yeah. They have a nice connection, and if we had seen that in the movie, we would understand that a little more. But yeah, you're right. It would make a lot more in the movie it just seems like they're just in a toxic relationship that got, carried away immediately, but even though they're spending a lot of time together now, they're compatible. They're both weird.
That's really fucking
They're
true.
both weirdos. Have you ever seen them without this hat?
So yeah, Bella says night, Dad.
Ooh. Night, Bella. He did look startled by my appearance. Maybe that would keep him from checking on me tonight. I took the stairs two at a time, trying to be quiet, and flew into my room, closing the door tightly behind me. Edward hadn't moved a fraction of an inch, a carving of Adonis perched on my faded quilt. I smiled, and his lips twitched, the statue coming to life. His eyes appraised me, taking in the damp hair, the tattered shirt. He raised one eyebrow. Nice.
I grimaced.
No, it looks good on you.
Thanks. I went back to his side, sitting cross-legged beside him. I looked at the lines in the wooden floor.
What was all that for?
Charlie thinks I'm sneaking out.
But do you think he's actually like? I don't think that Charlie thinks she's sneaking out. I think that he's just a dad that like parents just check on their kids. But I don't know if it's like a sneaking. I don't know.
I could see him being a little like, why is she acting weird? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
and like wanting to check on her. But I kind of agree where I feel like the line of questioning where he's like, oh, you doing anything tonight is more because he's like, oh, well, she doesn't do anything. She like
Yeah, he just
moved
wants her
here.
to
He
have a
wants her to
social
have
life.
friends. Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of where, but like obviously as a teenager, you're not like, oh, my dad's worried. Like, I feel like that's not your first thought. You're like, oh, he's trying to get me in trouble. He thinks I'm gonna sneak out, you know?
Right,
So like
right.
maybe it's a little bit of both, where he has a healthy suspicion of like, oh, she's acting weird. Maybe I should check on her.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
He would probably be happy if she was sneaking out just so that she had friends.
Literally.
But yeah, you're right. It's the teenager side that I'm just far removed from now as Unk. Edward
Okay.
says, "Oh." He contemplated that. Why? As if he couldn't know Charlie's mind much more clearly than I could guess.
Apparently, I look a little overexcited.
He lifted my chin, examining my face. You look very warm, actually.
Which, like, I feel like those aren't connected. Being overexcited and being warm. Maybe I'm wrong
I
about
guess
that,
like
but
her cheeks are flushed. Like
oh,
I
he's confirming. Oh, yeah, you are a bit. Oh, okay, okay. I read that
yeah.
wrong. Okay.
He bent his face slowly to mine, laying a cool cheek against my skin. I held perfectly still. He breathed. It was very difficult, while he was touching me, to frame a coherent question. It took me a minute of scattered concentration to begin.
It seems to be much easier for you now to be close to me.
Does it seem that way to you? He murmured, his nose gliding to the corner of my jaw. I felt his hand, lighter than a moth's wing, brushing my damp hair back so that his lips could touch the hollow beneath my ear. Like right here, like right where like he would like
Turn her the fuck on.
but also kill her. Like that like him just going for the neck, like that's such like a he is
That's a.
playing with
I didn't even
fire
think about.
here.
I was just. I did not even think about
Hot.
that. I'm literally just like, whoo.
Oh, he touched her where? But he is really like he's not
That's a great
even
point.
he's putting her right here and smelling her and going right to her neck like slowly that it's not threatening, but it's like a cat prowling, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Where are we? Much, much easier, I said, trying to exhale.
Hmm.
So I was wondering, I began again, but his fingers were slowly tracing my collarbone and I lost my train of thought.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, he breathed. I'm sorry. I'm feeling silly.
Why is that? My voice shook, embarrassing me. Why is that? My voice shook, embarrassing me. Do you think? I'm not gonna read that part. Sorry.
That's okay. Why is that?
Why is that, do you think? I felt the tremor of his breath on my neck as he laughed. Mind over matter.
He said the name of the chapter. He said the name of the chapter. Oh my
We
god.
did it. We can stop now.
Oh, guys, we're not finishing the chapter.
We're
I
done.
literally like it's done. It's done. That
Like
was the
you get
last
it.
line. That was the last line. He said mind over matter. I pulled back. As I moved, he froze, and I could no longer hear the sound of his breathing. He definitely just like came to a complete halt. We stared cautiously at each other for a moment, and then as his clenched jaw naturally as his clenched jaw gradually relaxed, his expression became puzzled. Did I do something wrong?
No, the opposite. You're driving me crazy.
You drive me crazy. He considered that briefly, and when he spoke, he sounded pleased. Really? A triumphant smile slowly lit his face.
Would you like a round of applause? I asked sarcastically.
He grinned. I'm just pleasantly surprised, he clarified. In the last 100 years or so, I never imagined anything like this. I didn't believe I could ever find someone I wanted to be with in another way than my brothers and sisters. Huh? In
I
another way
thought
than my
that line
brothers.
was such a weird, like, why does he have to bring them up right now?
I guess just like, yeah, like he wants to be with them, like he wants to like hang out with them like from time to time, but like that's just like a weird like
Such a weird way to say it.
yeah, why would you bring it up now? I thought we were like getting horny. Okay.
Yeah.
Um I didn't believe I would ever find someone I wanted to be with in another way than my brothers and sisters. And then to find, even though it's all new to me, that I'm good at it. And being with you, you haven't even done anything, Edward. You've touched her neck. Let's see if you're really good, Edward. Let's put you to the test.
Come to my house. Address.
Edward, come to my house. We'll see how
Prove
good
it.
you are.
Prove it. You're good at everything, I pointed out. He shrugged, allowing that, and we both laughed in whispers. But how can it be so easy now? I pressed. This afternoon.
It's not easy, he sighed. But this afternoon I was still undecided. I'm sorry about that. It was unforgivable for me to behave so.
Not unforgivable.
Thank you. He smiled. You see, I wasn't sure if I was strong enough, which is a crazy thing to say. He took her to a meadow and he didn't know if he was strong enough. He might have just killed her and left her body there. Like that's just yeah, just kind of crazy thing to say. Anyway, he picked up one of my hands and pressed it lightly to his face. And while there was still that possibility that I might be overcome, he breathed in the scent at my wrist. I was susceptible until I made up my mind that I was strong enough, that there was no possibility at all that I ever could.
I'd never seen him struggle so hard for words. It was so human.
And I will just say, her saying that it sounds human and him struggling with like whether or not he's able to kill her or not, or sorry, not kill her, it's okay. Humans are like known to make mistakes, and it just the fact that he's struggling with it and that she's saying it's human, I don't know, I just thought that it was an interesting connection, I guess. I know that he doesn't kill her, but I'm scared, I'm reading this book. It's like scary, and it feels a lot more scary than it did in the movies.
Yeah. I think you're exactly right. Like I'm gonna say it again. This chapter has done it sets the scene, I feel like, for so much just in their relationship and for the storyline because you're right. Like it is when I was reading this, again, another jaw drop moment of I'm just like, why like this is crazy. And like the fact that she isn't scared is even like scary. Like the fact that she's not scared at all is way scarier than even the stuff that he's saying. You know what I mean? Like she has no regard for her life. And
Yeah.
I feel like Stephenie Meyer, that's not like a thing that she's considering. Which is like again, it's not like it just is what it is. But it is very crazy to read shit like this and for her to just be like, oh, it's not unforgivable at all. Girl, stand up
Crazy.
for yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, he's struggling with it, and Bella says,
So there's no possibility now?
"Mind over matter," he repeated, smiling, his teeth bright even in the darkness.
Wow, that was easy.
He threw back his head and laughed, quietly as a whisper, but still exuberantly. "Easy for you," he amended, touching my nose with his fingertip. Again, they kind of like, okay, like cute, but I'm also like,
It's
you're
a lot in
80.
that. He's actually 97.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Maybe even older. I think isn't he like 104? He said 80 odd years, so he didn't even say like he could be 80. It could have been 80, not. He was born in
Hmm.
1901. This came out in what, 2000 like 3 or 4. So he's old.
Old, old, old.
And then his face was abruptly serious.
I'm trying, he whispered, his voice pained. If it gets to be too much, I'm fairly sure I'll be able to leave.
I scowled. I didn't like the talk of leaving. Girl, you shouldn't like him saying, I'm fairly sure. Because I would want a guarantee.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Personally, I would want a guarantee.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Uh-huh.
want an I'm fairly sure
I'm
because
fairly sure I'd be able to
fa
leave.
not even I'm really sure. Not e like fairly.
Just like a 55, 45, fairly sure.
Ugh, since chills down my spine. Okay, so Bella needs to Bella needs to figure herself out because this is crazy.
Yeah. Edward says, and it'll be harder tomorrow. I've had the scent of you in my head all day, and I've grown amazingly desensitized. If I'm away from you for any length of time, I'll have to start over again. Not quite from scratch, though, I think.
Don't go away then, I responded, unable to hide the longing in my voice. Okay, so another check in the codependent box.
Yep. Yeah, this and the next line. That was
Oh yeah.
real codependent. So Edward says, "That suits me." His face relaxing into a gentle smile. Bella says, "Wait,
Wait,
no,
no,
this is
this is
him?"
him. Yeah.
Oh my god. That is even what now I know why 50 Shades was written. His face relaxing into a gentle smile. "Bring on the shackles. I'm your prisoner. I'm a slave for you."
But the next line, but his long hands formed manacles around my wrists as he spoke. He laughed his quiet, musical laugh. He laughed more tonight than I'd ever heard in all the time I'd spent with him. Okay. Wow. Yeah, so they are obsessed with each other, and while it is cute in some ways, the fact that he says, if I'm ever away or if I'm away from you for any length of time, I'll have to start over again.
Mhm.
Now that's encouraging bad behavior.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Bring on the
so
shackles.
I'm your
Um
prisoner, baby. Crazy. Okay, so Bella says, you seem more optimistic than usual. I haven't seen you like this before.
Isn't it supposed to be like this? The glory of first love and all that? It's incredible, isn't it? The difference between reading about something, seeing it in pictures, and experiencing it. Okay, this is the first time they're saying love to each other, right? Like they're not saying like I love you, but like they like you said love.
Yeah, and I was confused on why this wasn't like acknowledged at all by
Exactly.
Bella.
Bella didn't she does not go on to acknowledge it at all, and like the entire time I was like, "Hello, this is the first time that he said love in regards to you
Yeah.
and that he is experiencing it towards you."
Yeah, no, I was feeling the exact same way. I was like,
Is there
are
a
they
peach
gonna
missing?
like what's happening? Because I just feel like when I first started dating Charlie, that word, like, there were a couple times where like like when you're first started dating, you're starting to get comfortable, and sometimes like I don't know, I feel like there was times not where I'd be like, "Oh, I love you," but I'd be like, "Oh, I just feel like that word is a sensitive word and you're
It
very
is.
aware of it." And like the fact it's just I just feel like it's not realistic that she didn't even be like, "Did he say love?"
Yeah.
That's all I need even. Like she doesn't have to obsess over it because like it is ultimately like he's not saying I love you, but he is talking about first love. So he at the
Yeah.
very least is implying that it's going to happen. So yeah, the fact that she has no reaction was like shocking to me.
Yeah. She has the reactions to like tiny little glances towards her, and she's not yeah, I don't
No, it
know.
does
It
not
was
make
it was
sense.
frustrating to me. But yeah, this is the first time he says love, and Bella agrees.
Very different, more forceful than I'd imagined.
So she's like agreeing, like, okay, like first love, like this is what I'm feeling, but like I don't know.
And
Okay.
like maybe okay, so let's re-say that, but
Okay,
like
okay.
tinged with tension and like hormone. Like you know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
Like go again, okay?
Okay.
And we're like cuddling, or something.
Isn't it supposed to be like this? The glory of first love and all that? It's incredible, isn't it? The difference between reading about something, seeing it in pictures, and experiencing it.
Very different. More forceful than I'd imagined. So like maybe we're just not reading it right. Like because yeah. Yeah. So like maybe.
Oh my god. I mean, okay, so he goes on to say, but honestly, but like she still doesn't have like as much mental turmoil as she does about like most other things.
You're
That's why I
right.
was like, "Hello, like aren't you going to even talk about it at all?" But it is uh, yeah, the tension is here. Whew.
But there is no like internal monologue about it.
Yeah.
There's no internal thoughts about it, which is very interesting.
Yeah. For example, his words flowed swiftly now, and I had to concentrate to catch it all. The emotion of jealousy. I've read about it 100,000 times, seen actors portray it in 1,000 different plays and movies. I believed I understood that one pretty clearly, but it shocked me. Do you remember the day that Mike asked you to the dance?
I nodded, though I remember that day for a different reason. The day you started talking to me again.
I was surprised by the flare of resentment, almost fury, that I felt. I didn't recognize what it was at first. I was even more aggravated than usual that I couldn't know what you were thinking, why you refused him. Was it simply for your friend's sake? Was it someone else? I knew I had no right to care either way. I tried not to care. And then the lines started forming. He chuckled. I scowled in the darkness. I waited, unreasonably anxious to hear what you would say to them, to watch your expressions. I couldn't deny the relief I felt. watching the annoyance on your face. But I couldn't be sure. That was the first night I came here. I wrestled all night while watching you sleep, with the chasm between what I knew was right, moral, ethical, and what I wanted. I knew that if I continued to ignore you as I should, or if I left for a few years till you were gone, that someday you would say yes to Mike or someone like him. It made me angry. And then, as you were sleeping, you said my name. You spoke it so clearly at first I thought you'd woken, but you rolled over restlessly and mumbled my name once more, and sighed. The feeling that coursed through me then was unnerving, staggering, and I knew I couldn't ignore you any longer. It's like, I don't know. I think maybe I just read it weird when I was reading it initially, but him saying I knew I couldn't ignore you any longer is just like he didn't care, but he's saying that he shouldn't have cared, and it's all like he was just having internal battles. I guess when I read it I was like, damn, he's still like an asshole cuz he's just saying like, I guess I can't ignore you anymore. But I think it's more of he's just so in love.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but he's obsessed with her. He couldn't ignore her anymore. I had to have her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
He was silent for a moment, probably listening to the suddenly uneven pounding of my heart.
But jealousy, it's a strange thing. So much more powerful than I would have thought. And irrational. Just now, when Charlie asked you about that vile Mike Newton,
I should have known you'd be listening.
of course.
That made you feel jealous, though? Really?
I'm new to this. You're resurrecting the human in me, and everything feels stronger because it's fresh. I think him saying the resurrecting of human is a really interesting visual because he was like, I don't know, maybe that's so dumb of me to say, but we were just talking about how he was turned from human to vampire, back to human. Also reminded me of Frankenstein. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. There are some good visuals in this chapter. But honestly, I teased, for that to bother you, after I have to hear that Rosalie, the incarnation of pure beauty, Rosalie was meant for you? Emmett or no Emmett, how can I compete with that?
So silly to say that. That is his sister.
Yeah,
There's no competition. His teeth gleamed. He drew my trapped hands around his back, holding me to his chest. I kept as still as I could, even breathing with caution.
I know there's no competition. I mumbled into his cold skin. That's the problem.
Of course, Rosalie is beautiful in her way, but even if she wasn't like a sister to me, even if Emmett didn't belong with her, she could never have 1/10, no, 100th of the attraction you hold for me. He was serious now, thoughtful. For almost 90 years, I've walked among my kind, and yours, all the time thinking I was complete in myself, not realizing what I was seeking, and not finding anything, because you weren't alive yet. That's such
Crazy.
like a creepy, it's so creepy.
I didn't even clock that when I was reading it, but holy shit, that's crazy. It hardly seems fair, I whispered, my face still resting on his chest, listening to his breath come and go. I haven't had to wait at all. Why should I get off so easily?
You're right. He agreed with amusement. I should make this harder for you, definitely. He freed one of his hands, released my wrists, only to gather it carefully into his other hand. He stroked my wet hair softly, from the top of my head to my waist. She's got long ass hair. In the movie, her hair is not that long. There's like no way. You only have to risk your life every second you spend with me. That's surely not much. You only have to turn your back on nature, on humanity. What's that worth?
Very little. I don't feel deprived of anything.
Not yet. And his voice was abruptly full of ancient grief.
God damn. I tried to pull back, to look in his face, but his hand locked my wrist in an unbreakable hold. What? I started to ask when his body became alert. I froze, but he suddenly released my hands and disappeared. I narrowly avoided falling on my face.
Lie down.
I couldn't tell where he spoke from the darkness. I rolled under my quilt, balling up on my side the way I usually slept. I heard the door crack open as Charlie peeked in to make sure I was where I was supposed to be. I breathed evenly, exaggerating the movement. A long minute passed. I listened, not sure if I'd heard the door close. Then Edward's cool arm was around me, under the covers, his lips at my ear.
You are a terrible actress. I'd say that career path is out for you.
Darn it, I muttered. My heart was crashing in my chest.
He hummed a melody I didn't recognize. It sounded like a lullaby. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow. That's what he's humming.
Mm-hmm.
Should I sing you to sleep?
Right, I laughed. Sorry, right. Like I could sleep with you here.
You do it all the time.
But I didn't know you were here.
So, if you don't want to sleep, he suggested, ignoring my tone. My breath caught.
If I don't want to sleep,
What do you want to do then?
I couldn't answer at first. I'm not sure, I finally said.
Tell me when you decide. I could feel his cool breath on my neck, feel his nose sliding along my jaw, inhaling.
I thought you were desensitized.
Just because I'm resisting the wine doesn't mean I can't appreciate the bouquet. You have a very floral smell, like lavender or freesia. It's mouth-watering.
Yeah, it's an off day when I don't get somebody telling me how edible I smell. Girl, I don't think I just feel like I don't like the lines like that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just like even if I was okay with like, oh, like there is a possibility he's gonna like kill me and eat me, like I guess I just don't want to joke about it in such a way.
I'm with you. It's I don't know. It's sort of corny, but it's I I feel like most of my excitement in the heart would just be um actually just fear because I would be scared that I was going to die, but maybe not. Edward's pretty hot.
He
Well,
chuckled and then sighed. Oh, sorry. He
he
chuckled
chuckles
and
and
then
sighs. Sorry.
ha ha ha.
Haha.
Ha.
Ah.
I decided what I want to do. I told him, I want to hear more about you.
Oh, okay. Ask me anything.
I sifted through my questions for the most vital. Why do you do it? I said. I still don't understand how you can work so hard to resist what you are. Please don't misunderstand, of course. I'm glad that you do. I just don't see why you would bother in the first place.
He hesitated before answering. That's a good question, and you're not the first one to ask it. The others, the majority of our kind who are quite content with our lot, they too wonder at how we live. But you see, just because we've been dealt a certain hand, it doesn't mean that we can't choose to rise above, to conquer the boundaries of a destiny that none of us wanted, to try to retain whatever essential humanity we can.
I lay unmoving, locked in awed silence.
Did you fall asleep?
No,
Is that all you were curious about?
not quite.
What else do you want to know?
Why can you read minds? Why only you? And Alice, seeing the future. Why does that happen?
I felt him shrug in the darkness. We don't really know. Carlyle has a theory. He believes that we all bring something of our strongest human traits with us into the next life, where they are intensified, like our minds and our senses. He thinks that I must have already been very sensitive to the thoughts of those around me, and that Alice had some precognition, wherever she was.
What did he bring into the next life? And the others?
Carlyle brought his compassion. Esme brought her ability to love passionately. Emmett brought his strength. Rosalie her tenacity, or you could call it pig-headedness. Jasper is very interesting. He was quite charismatic in his last life, able to influence those around him to see things his way. Now he's able to manipulate the emotions of those around him, calm down a room of angry people, for example, or excite a lethargic crowd, conversely. It's a very subtle gift.
I considered the possibilities he described, trying to take it in. He waited patiently while I thought. So, where did it all start? I mean, Carlisle changed you, and then someone must have changed him, and so on.
And I really like this upcoming chapter or paragraph. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
He says, well, where did you come from? Evolution? Creation? Couldn't we have evolved in the same way as other species, predator and prey? Or if you don't believe that all this world could have just happened on its own, which is hard for me to accept myself, here comes God. Is it so hard to believe that the same force that created the delicate angelfish with the shark, the baby seal, and the killer whale could create both our kinds together?
Very interesting paragraph.
Yeah.
She really
Because,
toes the line there.
like, that, I don't know. I guess that's something that always, like, I always think about in vampire movies, like who started it all, where does it come from? And it's just like, oh, they're just a mythical creature, like it's just like a humanoid like mythical creature, but so interesting for her to be comparing it baby seal and killer whale. And then Bella says a line that I was like, okay, girl, get your head
Yeah,
out of the
too
sand.
much. Yeah. She
She
says,
says,
let me get this straight. I'm the baby seal, right? Girl,
right.
shut up.
Girl, okay.
Enough.
We're talking about God right now. Right, he laughed, and something touched my hair. His lips?
I wanted to turn towards him to see if it was really his lips against my hair, but I had to be good. I didn't want to make this any harder for him than it already was.
Are you ready to sleep? He asked, interrupting the short silence. Or do you have any more questions?
Only a million or two.
We have tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Anyway,
Okay, so Bella says, I smiled, euphoric at the thought. Are you sure you won't vanish in the morning? I wanted this to be certain. You are mythical after all.
I won't leave you. His voice had the seal, uh, the seal and a killer whale. His voice had the seal of a promise in it.
One more then, tonight, and I blushed. The darkness was no help. I'm sure he could feel the sudden warmth under my skin.
What is it?
No, forget it. I changed my mind.
Bella, you can ask me anything.
I didn't answer, and he groaned.
I keep thinking it will be less frustrating, not hearing your thoughts, but it just gets worse and worse.
I'm glad you can't read my thoughts. It's bad enough that you eavesdrop on my sleep talking.
Please? His voice was so persuasive, so impossible to resist.
I shook my head.
If you don't tell me, I'll just assume it's something much worse than it is, he threatened darkly. Please? Again with that pleading voice.
Well, I began, glad that he couldn't see my face.
Yes?
You said that Losley and Emmett will get married soon. Is that marriage the same as it is for humans?
Do you guys like kiss? Do you guys like kiss too, like humans do? Do you guys like make the do you guys like make the marriage official like humans too?
So I didn't let's keep reading, but I have thoughts about this.
Okay. He laughed in earnest now, understanding. Is that what you're getting at? I fidgeted, unable to answer. Yes, I suppose it is much the same. I told you, most of those human desires are there, just hidden behind more powerful desires.
Oh, was all I could say.
Was there a purpose behind your curiosity?
Well, I did wonder about you and me someday.
He was instantly serious. I could tell by the sudden stillness of his body. I froze too, reacting automatically. I don't think that would be possible for us.
Because it would be too hard for you if I were that close. So, this is the line where I finally understood what the fuck they were talking about. Because I was like, they're just getting married. Like, I feel like the subtext of this is so. Like, I was not a super. Like, by the time I was, like, into dating and stuff, I was not religious. So, like, this is just never. And, like, my friends weren't either. So, this is just never how I, like. I would never be this fucking coy about it and, like, beat around the bush around the subject this much. So I literally was just, I did not get what they were talking about until that line. Because I just, like, I just feel like it's so coded in, like, religion. And,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
yeah.
I
Okay.
think, I try and put on a little Mormon hat when I start these chapters, and yeah, I mean, it was just so funny, like reading that. Is it like a legitimate, like, do you guys like, so is it like a human marriage where you guys get to have sex for the first time? Because that's what Mormons are like. And they're getting married at 18 so that they can have sex with each other.
Can you imagine? Like, just for a second, I know people from the South, where I grew up, that genuinely their parents would, like, not pay for their wedding if they moved in with their partner before they got married. And that makes me honestly, like, when I see people get married that young, I'm like, I hope you wanted this, and I hope it wasn't so that you could live together. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, like, I don't know. It is crazy to me. And yeah, so that's why I just had to wait until that line to, like,
That
really
is
say my
so
thoughts,
funny.
because I just, like, it did not click for me until that, and I felt so stupid, but I was like, okay, yeah, duh.
You were like, is she really trying to say that they're
I
gonna
was
get
like,
married like the first night they're hanging out?
just like, god damn.
Okay, Bella. But like she is, like she, in her eyes, she is not gonna do that until they get married.
No,
And
yeah. And it's almost obvious. Like, it's almost implied. Like, it's just like,
yeah,
oh, duh. Like, duh, that's just how life is. And
right.
it's just so interesting.
Sex gets unlocked at marriage. So Edward says, that's certainly a problem, but not what I was thinking of. It's just that you're so soft, so fragile. I have to mind my actions every moment that we're together so that I don't hurt you. I could kill you quite easily, Bella, simply by accident. His voice had become just a soft murmur. He moved his icy palm to rest it against my cheek. If I was too hasty, if for 1 second I wasn't paying enough attention, I could reach out, meaning to touch your face, and crush your skull by mistake. Aww. What a fucking crazy thing to say! You don't realize how incredibly breakable you are. I can never, never afford to lose any kind of control when I'm with you.
Can I just say how fucked up? Okay, so obviously, as an adult, I'm like, damn, that's scary as fuck. Holy shit. However, when I was 11, 12, 13, whatever, reading fan fiction and soft, fragile, breakable, why does that, like, the deep part of me where I'm still a 13-year-old girl, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so fragile. I just
like a little baby.
And I like hate it. I hate it because I'm just like, I don't know. They broke my fucking brain. They broke so many of our brains with. I don't know. I don't know. It just bugs me that there's still a part of me where I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah, soft. And, so I wish I had a more articulate way to say what I'm thinking, but just, I hate that that is something that I even think of now. So,
Yeah, it's interesting to have someone that you feel so safe with also be somebody that can be very dangerous to you. Um,
and I feel like that dichotomy was almost like a good thing in some of the like fan fictions or even like YA
yeah.
novels that I read
Oh
as a
yeah.
kid, where it's like sometimes it would be like he grabs my wrist just a little too hard, but then he, like, and it would be like they would really toe the line of like, I don't want to say abuse, but like maybe they would just really toe the line of just like this guy's kind of mean to you, and but then he's also kind of nice to you, and that's sexy for some reason.
Exactly.
And
I
I
mean,
just, yeah,
not to plug the fan fiction episodes, but actually in the most recent episode, Jacob is, super strong and he like grabs Bella and basically has her like sit on his lap for an extended amount of time. And she's like trying to get out of it. Um it gets a little steamy. But it's also like, whoa, what the hell? Like just let her up. Like this could be a conversation had while you're both on even playing fields. But yeah, it makes me uncomfortable, but it also like I get it. It's the power dynamic that a, a lot of the time. Oh, crap, I forgot to put this recording, but you are recording on your OBS.
I don't think I'm recording video on my OBS, but I have the audio.
I have our video.
Oh,
So
okay,
as
yeah.
long as you have your audio, it should be okay. I'll be able to sync it up with the Zoom audio. So
Yeah,
perfect. Okay.
all good.
So, what the hell was I gonna
You
say? Yeah.
No, we were talking about oh fuck. I just had it.
Don't even. All I know is that he waited for Bella to respond, growing anxious when she didn't. Are you scared? He asked.
I waited for a minute to answer so the words would be true. No, I'm fine.
So she was scared.
Yeah.
He seemed to deliberate for a moment. I'm curious now, though, he said, his voice light again. Have you ever. Ah.
Of course not, I flushed. I told you I've never felt like this about anyone before, not even close.
I know. It's just that I know other people's thoughts. I know love and lust don't always keep the same company.
They do for me. Now, anyway, that they exist for me at all.
That's nice. We have that one thing in common, at least. We're both religious.
We're both fucking nerds.
We're
Kidding, I'm
both
kidding.
virgins.
Your human instincts, I began. He waited. Well, do you find me attractive in that way at all?
You want my boobies or what? He laughed and lightly rumpled. I don't think I've
Rumpelstiltskin?
lightly rumpelstiltskined my nearly dry hair. I don't think I've ever heard that word before. Okay, he laughed and lightly rumpled my nearly dry hair.
Which I do want to point out, they've been talking about how her hair was wet and then
Mm,
damp and
mm,
now nearly dry. So we can see the time passing.
Wow, honestly, good fucking catch. Like I didn't catch that at all. But Stephenie is here pulling through and just letting us
There
know
is a
how much
through
time.
line.
Yeah.
She is doing it.
Oh my god. And Edward says, I may not be human, but I am a man. Ah.
I yawned involuntarily. It's so funny that she yawns to that.
Oh,
Oh.
anyway, I'm getting sleepy. I've answered your questions. Now you should sleep.
I'm not sure if I can.
Do you want me to leave?
No, I said too loudly.
He laughed, and then he began to hum that same familiar lullaby, the voice of an archangel, soft in my ear. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow. And then the last paragraph of this chapter. Would you like to read it?
Yeah, sure. More tired than I realized, exhausted from the long day of mental and emotional stress like I'd never felt before, I drifted to sleep in his cold arms.
Oh.
Very sweet. Although I didn't realize she was like so stressed. I guess about Charlie? And I guess the day early. Oh, because they were doing the hike and she was like, what the fuck is happening? Okay, yeah. Never mind.
Oh
I just had
yeah.
to. It's been a like the day has really happened over like 2 chapters, maybe even
Yeah.
3. So it's been a bit, but wow, what a chapter.
Mm.
I feel like we got so much from this chapter, and it makes me very excited for the next one.
I am very excited. I really hope that in the next chapter she sits up for a moment and says, "Oh my god, we said love to each other." Like I really hope that she has a little bit of processing and thinking about it because otherwise I'm going to feel unfed. I'm
That's a
going to
really
feel
good
hungry.
point. I feel like I wouldn't be shocked if she wakes up being like, damn, all the adrenaline has worn off. I can't believe I found all of that out, first of all, and I
Yeah.
can't believe he said that. So, I mean, we'll see.
Fingers
We will see.
crossed.
But
We will see. We will see. Um Final thoughts?
final thoughts, loved it, thought it was fantastic. I wish so much of this was in the movie. I think it laid a much like they're cuddling in this. There's like we get the elements of a high school relationship that we haven't seen elsewhere basically. Like I don't know, I think this does a great job of like setting up more of their relationship, and I wish it was in the movies more.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. And I guess my final thought is I want an Alice book. I want a whole Alice
Yes.
book. I can't I just want the Cullen girls. Why like you're telling me Esme just fell off a cliff? Was she jumping? What
think
happened?
think we get more of I'm pretty sure we get more of Esme in like New Moon or Eclipse.
Well, I am hanging on tight because I gotta figure out, I know a little bit about Rosalie, but we have yet to find out. So, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Next chapter is the Cullens. So, so I am literally like, okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna do my
We made
best to put it.
Italiano for Bella.
Oh, the Italiano! Bella, we made Italiano!
I'm
Oh,
so
I'm
excited.
so excited. Oh my gosh.
Wait.
Well, wow. Honestly, like, same time next week, like, I, this, I'm excited. This is
Me too.
awesome. I'm on the edge of my seat. Genuinely might read this chapter and then just reread it later because I'm like at the edge of my seat. Well, just as a reminder, I'm Bia,
I'm Katie.
and this has been Twilight
Twilight
Tonight.
tonight.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow.
The truck.
She's got a little cactus and the truck. The house eventually will be built.
Godspeed.
Thank you. Thank you. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. My genuine attempt at Elvis.